you sure?
Yeah. Be an adventure.
First man to walk on the moon. That'd be something.
We've chosen a job so difficult, requiring so many technological developments. We're gonna have to start from scratch.
Was that Franklin Jr.? Or was that Will?
Only after we master these tasks do we consider trying to land on the moon.
No.
Neil, if this flight is successful, you'll go down in history. What kind of thoughts do you have about that?
We're planning on the flight being successful.
Oh, that's right. No,
Yeah,
not
that is a big mother. It'll go up like a half-kiloton A-bomb if it blows.
The vehicle's not
Too
safe.
supposed to be.
We need to fail down here so we don't fail up there.
This isn't just another trip, Neil. You're not just going to work.
Do you think you're coming back?
There are risks, but we have every intention of coming back.
Somebody got a Swiss Army knife?
Swiss Army knife? You kidding me?
Here we go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
No question whether the program's worth the cost in money and in lives.
You're down here and you look up and you don't think about it too much, but space exploration changes your perception. And it allows us to see things that we should have seen a long time ago. We have serious problems.
We've got this under control.
You're a bunch of boys and you don't have anything under control.
Well, now that we're having a homemade noodle discussion, this is perfect timing. I am going to review the movie First Man. That sort of came out. Yeah, well, yeah, it's still good enough timing. People are hopefully still talking about this because I think this is pretty exciting news, at least in my book. So I will review the movie First Man.
What news?
The the space thing that went up on Monday. I just forgot the name of it.
The shuttle?
Yeah, well, it's not called the shuttle. There's actually a name for it. I just forgot what it was because I just don't watch the news anymore. But my wonderful cousin went to the launch, and I live in Florida, and I missed it.
You didn't even know about it.
It was on a Monday where I couldn't see it anyways. So, like I said, I will review First Man right after this.
Oh yeah, on my way. You can feel it coming home, and you got to have some. Here I come to save the day. Got to have some now. Kool-Aid to the rescue. The one more kids big fast. So I see refreshing and bright, yeah. Got to have some more. All right. It's Kool-Aid to the rescue. The one more kids. Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix. For a kid's big thirst.
Well, perfect little commercial here. I figured that I would do. Oh, I have my guest. Skip has joined us for another video. And so hopefully you enjoyed that wonderful Kool-Aid ad there. It's full of sugar and full of other wonderful pieces of garbage that is in that drink.
Red 40.
Yes, Red 40 just to name it. So, will this quench your thirst? No. Will it help?
Make you thirstier?
Will it make you thirstier? Yes. And will it make you pee a lot? Absolutely. And it will also explode your insides as well. So if you enjoy drinking this junk, go right ahead. Yes. Well, there was a question. So yes, I did drink it, and yes, now I am making fun of it. So, and I even sold little packs on eBay that I found from actually 1965, and the lady only bought it because my description was, I guess, according to her, it was hilarious. So Now moving on to First Man. Of course, this is starring Ryan Gosling. I did pronounce his name right, correct? Okay. Again, not really up to date on these wonderful new
What year did this come out?
actors in Hollywood. 2018. I bought this and Bohemian Rhapsody together, and yes, I paid full price, and yes, I went through the tortured entrances of Walmart to get this DVD.
Did you went to the exit?
I ran to the DVD section, got my 2 DVDs, and ran to the register and bolted to the exits.
Both of them had.
Very, very,
Not that horrible. I can
very
get it.
fast, and had to take 5 showers after. So yes, I did. I made the right decision of watching this on Saturday instead of Friday, and even watching Bohemian Rhapsody first was ended up being a mistake. So I guess either way, just one, just
Don't
one.
involve it on Rascal.
Oh no, he barked throughout the whole thing of Bohemian Rhapsody. So I would have had to watch First Man because this movie you really do have to pay attention to. But it was dark and gloomy in February, so why not just watch both of them again? So, First Man, like I said, this is starring Ryan Gosling, and um, okay, fine. I'm sure he'll need somewhat of an introduction, especially if you're an old timer like myself and may not be familiar with his, if you want to call it, work. So he was in Remember the Titans.
Nope.
He was in some movie where he actually played How to Be a Serial Killer with Sandra Bullock. I just forgot the name of it, so I do apologize for that.
Nope.
Whatever the title is, I don't know. He was also in The Big Short.
Nope.
And of course, he was in First Man, and I'm trying to remember what else I have seen him in. So I'll just leave it at that because we.
No, you won't. Think of the other one you missed.
Have I heard of it?
You better have I own it.
Uh-oh. Well, God forbid, I'll apologize. He was in The Notebook. So, everybody's favorite movie. So, Ryan Gosling, because we are on a time limit here, apparently I have 43 minutes to talk about a 2 hour and 21-minute movie. So, let's see, who else? We have Corey Stoll,
Never
who
heard.
plays Buzz Aldrin, and he was also in the movie Nonstop. I'm stopping there. And then we also have Jason Clarke, who plays Ed White, and he
Never heard
was in the movie. He was in the show, your favorite, Winning Time.
Never
That
heard
of,
of it.
yes, you have. It was about the LA Lakers, and you hated every minute of that show. And of course, he played a very nervous Jerry West, which apparently was a very inaccurate role, but very amusing. And then we also have Lucas Haas, who plays Mike Collins.
Never heard of it.
He was in Witness and also Mars Attacks.
Nope, and no.
So we're
How
moving
about
on
you name
here.
people that actually know?
All right, Kyle Chandler. He plays Deke Slayton. You know him from Friday Night Lights. He was in The Wolf on Wall Street,
Never heard of that
and
one.
he was also in the show that I might know. Let's see if anybody else will do this. I'm going to do the name drop of Early Edition.
Never
That
heard
was a
of it.
very cool TV show. I'm hoping to find it eventually. And then we also have somebody I haven't heard of is, of course, Neil Armstrong's wife, Claire Foy, who plays a really good Jan Armstrong. So you'd think Neil Armstrong is tough in this movie. His wife is even, she has quite a strong voice in this. So now I will just
Who
get
plays Neil Armstrong?
Ryan Gosling.
You did not say that.
Yes, I did.
No, you just named who he was.
I thought I named that at the very beginning of the intro.
I don't know.
Well, Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong. If I did not mention that, I do apologize if I did not. So going on to the whole story here, they actually have to cover 8 years in 2.5 hours. So the one thing this movie might be missing, unfortunately, is maybe some of the character development. They don't really. You don't really see Buzz Aldrin and Mike Collins a whole lot, and those are the two other astronauts that went up on the Apollo 11 with Neil Armstrong. You mainly see Neil Armstrong with Ed White, who, of course, Ed White was supposed to fly on Apollo 1, but of course, an accident happened.
What accident was that?
I will show it. So,
Florence?
yes. So, so now moving on. So this does go on through the X-15 rockets to the Geminis, and then eventually we get into the Apollos. So it is pretty much about the space program and the struggles that they had. I didn't realize how many lives were lost. And then eventually it does get into the Apollo 11 with the moon landing. So I will just leave the story at that, and I will show the first clip of the X-15 plane, and this is going to show the struggles of why they couldn't use an actual airplane into space. That may not have been a good idea. So I will show that clip in just a second.
On track 15.
Did it fall apart? Did it fall apart? Or did it freeze? Oh, it looks like it's freezing.
Oh yes, and I forgot. Happy Easter.
Why the heck did you say it like that?
I will explain after I explain this clip. So this is the X-15 a rocket. They are just testing things now, and obviously it's not going great, but better. So we have a nice shot of them just at the edge of going out of the atmosphere. So obviously there's no gravity. It's dark, and now he has to come down. It's kind of a violent landing, but obviously he makes it. So he is having a little bit of a
Obvious. How would I know it's obvious?
because Neil Armstrong lived.
That was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Oh, you probably should start off with that.
I thought you would have known that that was Ryan Gosling in that little spacesuit. Oh, okay. Well, uh, so anyways, so he is having some. Neil Armstrong at this time is having some personal problems at home. His family life is it's his daughter is pretty sick, so I will show that clip in just a second. So this is the only part I'm going to show of his daughter, Karen. She unfortunately does not live, so he does have to deal with the death of a child. Back in those days, it was very different. You did not talk about it. So if you did lose somebody, you kept it to yourself. So that is pretty much what happens throughout this whole movie. He doesn't even talk to his other astronauts about it. He goes back to work pretty quickly, and he is now being interviewed to be part of the Gemini project, which I guess was actually criticized by Dr. Werner von Braun. So
What project is that?
that's after the X-15. That's just a new. You're gonna see it. It's very interesting. They
Did it explode?
no, no, it does not.
Or just Apollo's act?
It's a very small. It's pretty much. I don't want to say garbage can because that has been thrown around like crazy. I would like to. It's pretty much like a pop can that they're launching you up in. So it looks a little shady. But somehow
Better than Apollo's?
I wouldn't say that. The
First one exploded.
well, there were some complications. We will get to that. So now he is
You got
so
30 minutes.
so now he is he does get a phone call. So we will see what that phone call is in just a second.
Hello? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I got it.
So this is the news that he did end up getting this interview. So obviously, Jan is somewhat happy about it. I'm sure that in the back of her mind, she is not. This movie does show the toll it does take on the families, and people did criticize this movie for being slow. I honestly, to be honest, I had no issue with that whatsoever. Yes, I did have to rewind it a couple times. Thank you. So, so now, so now I will show the next clip, and I will show how some of the training is done. So, I will show that clip in just a second.
Right. That's making me dizzy. I'm not even on it.
Well, here's a little contraption that he's on. So obviously, when they spin him like this, he passes out. And then, but now the part I didn't show you is that after he wakes up, he wants to go for a second round. So, so then they do show and then after that, of course, they show him running to the bathroom. So I hope he did not eat McDonald's or Burger King. After the second round or the first round? After the second round. And then Ed White, of course, follows him right after. So after he was done, then he pretty much shows him the Porcelain King. So so Ed White then joins in and then has his little puke session after. So this was part of their training. I wish they would have shown more of this, but like I said, 8 years in 2 hours, they can only show so much.
Oh, like we said.
So no, unfortunately, there are lives lost during this. So his one friend, well, friend in the movie, not sure. These guys, from what I read, they really all didn't get along in real life. So I'm sure some of them did, but for the most part, they said they were pretty distant. So he does meet this guy named Elliot at the beginning of his training. But then, of course, Elliot did crash I believe it was the Gemini. I think it was the Gemini 6 or 7. And unfortunately, his flight went down and he crashed and did not make it. So now this is how they treat a fellow man's funeral. So I will show that clip in just a second.
100 feet. Probably never saw the building.
Clearly, the error was the approach. He was coming in too slow to reach the runway. What? You know, Deke had his doubts about it. That's why he moved Elliot off 8.
So I don't know if there's any Law and Order SVU fans, but that guy playing Jim Lovell is Pablo Schreiber, and he was the one that went after Olivia in that one episode where she is getting stalked by a mad serial killer. So moving on.
Episode? That was like a Kazillion episode. It's about one.
Well, the main one where there was a part 1 and 2. I forgot the guy's name. So I'll get into that later. So Buzz Aldrin, of course, had to open his mouth. He joined the space program kind of late, so he had no emotional ties to these people. So right at the wake, or after the wake, when they're at the family's house, he decides to open his big mouth. So yeah, so him and Neil Armstrong have to work together on Apollo 11. So now I will show the toilet that they send these astronauts into. This is the Gemini. So I will show that in just a second.
That's it.
Action. So this is the wonderful Gemini. Yeah, it's pretty much a Sega Genesis. So, or you know what? I'll upgrade it to a Sega Saturn. So this is pretty much what they are flying up in. So it doesn't look real safe. Everything's kind of rickety. So I think they're showing that the space program wasn't. I mean, I know that Apollo 13, they were excited. They were happy to be going up. This is a little bit more scary, and I think that's the side they're trying to show. But so they do end up going up, and then I will show the next clip here. This is a success thing here. It's not all bad. So I will show that clip in just a second. So this is a little bit of a success here. They were able to dock. So now they are, because obviously they are trying to find a way to, well, orbit the moon and also eventually land on it. So docking is that is one step because the spacecraft breaks up into a few parts. So now that is a step in the right direction, but space doesn't cooperate. So 1 minute you can be celebrating, the next minute you can be going into a spin like you're in um, uh, a Samsung dryer. So I will show that part in just a second.
Turning it on, turning it off.
So Jan, his wife, is able to listen to this stuff going on. So he's in a little bit of a spin here, and he does manage to get himself out. But this scene does go on for quite some time, and they even have the music going on where they're actually sort of there's nice little sound effects to show that this is a pretty scary and intense scene. And Chris Stuckman called this movie dull. He can suck it. He is a YouTube reviewer. He was calling this movie slow and dull. I don't think there's anything dull about going up into space, especially in something like this. It's obviously very scary. It's unpredictable. Um, I would actually like to send him up into space, and we'll see how dull it is. He would not know what to do. So now I will show the part here with Jan. This is how it shows the families and what happens
Why
when
is she mad? I like how Sarah was that she's mad. You know, tell me why she's mad.
I'm getting to that. I was going to say that NASA turned off the radio, so she couldn't listen in anymore. So obviously she's very unhappy. So imagine if imagine if Jan's little friend showed up that month. She would be slamming down doors and ripping their heads off. So I will show that clip in just a second.
The stable, they're gonna be all right. He's okay, Jan. I need you to go home.
Fine, turn the box back on.
I'll see what I can
Now, turn the box back on, now.
do. Oh, there's security protocols.
Well, I don't give a damn. I've got a dozen cameras on my front lawn, Deke. Do you want me telling them what's going on?
Jan, you have to trust us. We've got this under control.
No, you don't. All these protocols and procedures to make it seem like you have it under control. But you're a bunch of boys making models out of balsa wood. You don't have anything under control.
Well, Jan is not happy at all. Not that I could really blame her. They just shut the radio off. She's yelling at Deke, rightfully so, and Ed White is right behind her, or right behind him. Sorry, I didn't mean to call Kyle Chandler a girl. So she's unhappy. They put the radio back on. He does get out of his spin, obviously, but Ed White isn't so lucky. So I will show the clip of why. Let's see what happens with a routine test that is not supposed to have this happen. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Say again?
I said, how are we going to get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings? You tell him, Gus. You tell him. Oh, shit. Hey, red fire in the cockpit. Hey, we got bad fire!
Well, the Apollo 1 is cooking with gas. So, yeah, cooking with oxygen. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, unfortunately, they do show Neil Armstrong and Ed White. They show their relationship in this movie, how they are friends, their kids hang out together, and then this tragedy happens in just a routine test. So I didn't show those clips because, well, we are, like I said before, we are short on time. Um, this wonderful technology is not my friend. So now I will show the press conference of the Apollo 11. Buzz Aldrin talks, and so does Neil Armstrong. In this case, it is Corey Stoll and Ryan Gosling. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Man, this flight, were you surprised, overjoyed?
I was pleased.
Okay, but how would you compare this feeling to winning an automobile or being selected as an astronaut?
I was pleased.
Brian.
Neil, if it does turn out, you'll go down in history. What kind of thoughts do you have about that when the thought hits you? Gosh, suppose that flight successful.
We're planning on that flight being successful.
I just meant how you feel about being a part of history.
I think I can shed some light here. It's a responsibility, but it's exciting to be the first.
So here is the press conference here. The first time I watched this, I did enjoy it because it's like I've said before with Apollo 13, they are psyched up, they are pumped up to go, they are excited. You can see the fear for Neil Armstrong. The one question he said is, "I wish we would bring more fuel." Buzz Aldrin, on the other hand, was the one that was a little bit more excited about it. He tried to play with the reporters a little bit, but Neil Armstrong, you could definitely tell there was some fear there. So Jan is at it again. She's not too happy with Neil because he's too busy packing. He hasn't explained to his kids that he may not be coming back. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Okay.
Okay.
She's not done.
Can you hear me? I need you to talk to the boys. What are you doing? Stop.
On to work.
Or just stop it. Just stop. Stop. Pack it. What are the chances you're not coming back? What are the chances this is the last time the boys are going to see you?
I can't give you an exact number.
I don't want a fucking number, Neil!
So obviously Jan is not happy again, so there's a shocker. So she does yell at him. She owes us some money for dropping an F-bomb, which I forgot about. So whoops on my part. So now we will show my favorite part of the movie, and that is the Apollo 11 liftoff. Yes, I do watch this on YouTube along with the original footage of the Apollo 11 at the same time. So I will show my favorite part of the movie in just a second.
How much is it about together? There we go. Why is there a big fire from the bottom?
It's like it's going up like this.
I don't like that though. Looks like a freaking forever.
Well, this is the final clip. I'm not going to show the end of the movie, even though we probably know how it does end. But nope. You okay? Fine. Most people know. So yes, this is the takeoff scene. This isn't as smooth as it was in the movie Apollo 13. This looks a lot more rickety. Um, this looks like they are pretty much really nervous about this whole mission. So that part I did enjoy, and like I said, this was my favorite part of the movie. I really like this liftoff scene here.
Did you retire after this?
Oh, I didn't look that up. I honestly forgot if Neil Armstrong did any more missions after this. I know Apollo 12 was that was Pete Conrad. That was not Neil Armstrong. And obviously after that it was Jim Lovell, Hayes, and Swigert. So obviously that was 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I really don't know. I know 17 was that was Mattingly because he drove that vehicle on the moon. So moving on to First
How
Man.
many times did they actually go on the moon?
I'd have to look that up as well because I don't know an exact number. I know that Apollo 12 did. I know that 17 did. I'm not sure about 16, 15, or 14. I'd have to look those up. So, and obviously we just put another thing on the moon on Monday. I just forgot the name of it, or maybe it was, maybe it was Wednesday. I forgot what day they actually went, and I'm mad that I missed it. So
They launched something.
I thought they were doing it where it goes around the moon. Then I thought they were going to try to put people back on it eventually. So, so moving on to First Man.
No, they even did that one. I'm telling you.
I honestly forgot which day they actually did it. So now to get back to First Man, despite the reviews and people calling it dull, this was actually a very good movie. I wish that I would have seen this in theaters, to be honest with you. This was 2 hours and 21 minutes long. I have no problem with that. I actually made an effort to look on the back of the DVD to make sure that this was over 2 hours before I paid full price for it, and it was worth every penny. When I bought it, I probably watched this probably 10 or 11 times probably in the first month because like I said, I was still had a very rambunctious dog and I missed a lot. The dialogue in this it's long, it's drawn out. If you miss one little thing, you might get a little bit lost. I actually didn't know that his daughter died until the fourth time I watched this. So, yes, if you do have a loud relative or a barking dog, yeah, you might want to own a copy of this because on a streaming service, I don't know if you have to pay for it. So if I had to grade this, I would give this an A minus. This is a strong recommendation. I don't care what Chris Stuckman says. Jeremy Johns did a horrible review on this, so just take my word for it. This is definitely a movie to check out. But if you do get bored easily and you don't like dialogue, then maybe this movie isn't for you. But if that's the truth, then shame on you. This is definitely a movie that you should check out. So please comment below. Let me know. Let me know what your favorite space movie is, or if you just hate them all. But yes, this is one to definitely please check out. This is really, really good, and nobody talks about it. So obviously, Next isn't doing well. So hopefully, this one will shoot past Mickey and get to that 7,000 mark. But we will see. So comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.